What's happening, everybody? Grand Prix GTP02 here, kicking it back once again up here at Humble Hyundai here in the north end of Houston, Texas. And recently I was given a request via the management here at the dealership to do a video or a review of some kind on one of their in-house customized 2016 Veloster Turbos. Now, being the fact I've not done a video on the revised Veloster yet for 2016, I of course jumped at the opportunity. But then I was presented with the question of, well, which color do you want? Because apparently they have 3 of these sweet little hatchbacks here on site at the very moment. Now, the one I've got behind me is my personal favorite, dressed in the factory elite white pearl, but given a beautiful raspberry red pearl treatment on some of the exterior trim pieces. Now, being the fact they have 3 of these cars, I will be showing you all 3 of them throughout this presentation. But if you guys are ready, I'm ready. It's getting a little hot out here already, so let's go ahead and crank this baby up, crank up the AC, and let's see how cool this sweet little Veloster really is. Alrighty guys, so here we go. Humble Hyundai's in-house customized 2016 Hyundai Veloster Turbo. Now, for starters, I did want to point out there are 2 main reasons why I picked this particular Veloster out of the 3 of the customized bunch that they have here on site at this very moment. For starters, this is the only one that they have in white, and in the sunlight, this elite white pearl looks absolutely beautiful, and it's even further accented now by these wonderful raspberry red, or Venetian red accents, I should say, that they've now added on to the exterior. But in addition, this is the only one of the 3 that is a little bit more special than the others, because this is a Veloster Turbo R-Spec, whereas the other 2 that you'll be seeing in this video today are just standard turbos with a few options on them here and there. Now, as we go through this car, I'll be talking about a few things that make the R-Spec special, but also we will just mainly be touching on what Humble Hyundai and one of its sibling stores, North Freeway Hyundai, have done to a series of regular Velosters and Veloster Turbos to make them a little bit more special over the standard cars. So for starters, a few facts about the R-Spec. The R-Spec uses the 1.6-liter turbocharged and direct-injected 4-cylinder engine up front, mated to only a 6-speed manual transmission. Unlike the standard turbo, which you can get the 7-speed dual-clutch EcoShift automatic transmission as an option, this one just comes as a good old-fashioned stick. However, the R-Spec does benefit from a B&M Racing short-throw shift kit, only available on the R-Spec and on the limited production Rally Edition. Now, also on this particular one, as you can see, they do come standard with the 18-inch upgraded alloy wheels that are found on both the R-Spec and the standard turbo. Also, you have things such as the LED accented projector headlights up front, you have the LED tail lights at the rear, and underneath you not only have 4-wheel disc brakes, you also have the sport-tuned suspension, and at the front you also have a sport-tuned and calibrated version of Hyundai's motor-driven electric power steering system. So this car already benefits from a few more track-ready sort of goodies that Hyundai installs on the R-Spec compared to a standard turbo. So now it's time to talk about what Humble Hyundai has done to this particular car. And there aren't very many things that they've done to it in terms of performance. In fact, they haven't done anything to improve the performance, so it's pretty much a standard Veloster R-Spec turbo underneath. What they've done is made this car a little bit more visually appealing. So for starters, you have 4 of these Porsche 911 scripted turbo badges done in the same beautiful red metallic as the exterior trim pieces. So you have this trim piece and this spoiler here at the front, along along with that nice little badge there. I also should mention this car comes standard with the fog lights as well. They've also done up the normally color-coded mirrors in the same dark red metallic, and they've also done the side skirts here, and also, as you can see, they've done the turbo badges like on the front on each of the side skirts down low, and I really actually like that. It really sets off this car very, very nicely. And already, again, it's not too much, it's not too out there, and it's not something that completely ruins the look of the car. Now, one thing that's been a little controversial with some of the customers that I've heard talking about these customized Velosters here already is this color-coded wing. Normally, like that blue R-Spec you can see over there, it comes with a small little wing spoiler across the rear. However, this one and the other two that you'll be seeing have this kind of World Rally Championship or rally car looking spoiler here across the back, done up in the same color-coded as all of the other exterior trim pieces as well. Now, like I said, it's a bit controversial. You really have your own taste. If it's not your cup of tea, it's not exactly for you, then that's not a problem. There's always just the standard Veloster to go with it. Now, finishing everything off, like I said, this is the fourth of the turbo badges done straight here in place of the normal Veloster badge that goes underneath the Hyundai logo here. This one does have a backup camera as well, and I'll get to why that is here in just a second. You've got the dual center-mounted outlet exhaust like the standard turbo, and also this lower diffuser trim piece has been done instead of silver into the beautiful raspberry red. So that completes the exterior of it, and why they did these red accents is very apparent when you open the door. So you open the door, and on the R-Spec only, this is where things can get interesting, because now you have a red and black mesh leather and cloth upholstered interior. So you have the black cloth in the middle, and you have the red leather or leatherette accents here for the bolsters and for the headrest. Now, for 2016, Hyundai did update this car just a little bit, but not so much that it took away from the uniqueness of the original. For starters, it's the same asymmetrical design, so one big door here on the driver's side and two small ones on the other. On this R-Spec, you get the upgraded Dimension audio system as standard, but you don't get things such as a panoramic sunroof like on the Turbo technology package. You don't get navigation, you don't get push-button start, and like I said, it only comes as a stick. But again, that's not such a bad thing if you want this car to be a little bit more of a track toy. So like I said, you have the red interior on the R-Spec, which is why they did on this particular one the red exterior. So we'll go ahead and hop on in, show you around the interior super fast. For starters, we'll go ahead and crank it up. Like I said, this one starts on a key, so you just put the clutch in, turn the key, and I have to agree with a lot of other people, it's not exactly the greatest startup in the entire world, but one thing they did do for 2016 is they updated these gauges to the new electroluminescent gauges. I like the font, I like how it's all laid out. You do have that newer LCD screen there in the middle with all of your relevant information. Kind of takes off from all of Hyundai's other cars. Like I said, you've got the LED accent projector headlights and fog lights as standard. You've got Hyundai Blue Link, telematics and car care, and again, this 7-inch touchscreen display does come standard on pretty much every Veloster, even the non-turbo ones. Now in this one, they didn't bother with any huge automatic climate control system like the Turbo Tech package on the normal Veloster Turbo. This one just has the standard single zone air conditioning system with your temperature on the outside, fan in the middle, all of your climate zones and everything else. Standard iPod, auxiliary, and USB inputs down below. That's standard on every Hyundai. And the one thing I do like is the shifter in this car. So it is rather snick feeling. It still feels a little rubbery, but it's not as sort of slack-filled as you might say like the standard turbo. I've actually already driven the dual clutch in the regular Veloster Turbo, and I must say the automatic is still quite worthy. It's actually quite noteworthy compared to the 6-speed manual and the normal turbo, but in the R-Spec, the B&M Racing short throw shifter does actually make the best of it. But other than that, there's really not too much else to talk about this particular Veloster here, or really either of the other two, because there's really no big difference between this one and the other two other than the colors. But moving on from this car, let's go ahead and head over to the showroom and go see the other two that they've done up as well. Alright, so moving around to the dealership's front pad, we find the first of the two Velosters finished in ultra black, also done up with the same color-coded exterior pieces. So this one here is sporting the matte gray exterior color finish. So you can see they've done up the exterior mirrors in the matte gray, same with the side skirts. Also the turbo badges all the way around. Same 18-inch wheels. This particular one here is sporting the 7-speed EcoShift dual clutch automatic transmission, and I believe the one in the showroom that you'll see here in just a second is also done exactly the same way. As you can see, more turbo badging on the rear. Same with the rear diffuser. This one just looks a little bit more factory because a lot of the exterior trim color, a lot of the exterior pieces are already done up in some kind of silver or gray from the factory on most Veloster turbos anyway. A large rear wing going across the rear window. This one is not a turbo with the technology package, so no panoramic sunroof, no navigation or anything like that. Still the same 201 horsepower, 195 pound-feet of torque from the 1.6 liter engine. This one does have the proximity key keyless access though. It's standard on pretty much all turbos. So you also got the button on the door. Open up the door to this one. This one's just got a standard black leather interior with the ash gray accents that are standard on pretty much all turbos. So again, you can kind of see a color theme with this particular one as well, matching the matte gray exterior pieces with the gray leather pieces on the interior. Go ahead and show you how the push button ignition works on these. A little bit different, at least in terms of button position and everything else, than a standard Hyundai with push button ignition. So the push button is down there in the center console just in front of the gear stick. But like all the others, foot on the brake, hit the button in the center, and there you go. And then of course you get that nice little welcome display, and usually if the radio's turned up or something, you get that nice little welcome chime as well. Like I said, this one here is the new 7-speed EcoShift dual clutch automatic. You got the manual shift just like before. Automatic locks as well. This one does have the new paddle shifters, so they're not silver, they're kind of more rounded and now a nice solid black. Other than that though, just a pretty standard Veloster Turbo in this one. So really these cars are all about what's on the exterior, not so much on the inside. This one's also got the Dimension audio system as well, so that's a nice little touch. And also one note, between the R-Spec with the manual and this 7-speed automatic, you will get an increase in city fuel economy, but the highway stays the same. The 2016 R-Spec Veloster rated at 25 city, 33 highway. As you can see by this one is rated at 27 in the city and 33 on the highway as well. So, now that we've covered 2 out of the 3, it's time to head over to the showroom and see the final piece of the trio. the 3 customized 2016 Hyundai Veloster Turbos done up courtesy of the folks here at Humble Hyundai. Now for starters, I want to give them a big thanks for allowing us to film this opportunity, and also I want to thank all of you guys for coming along on this journey with me. Now if you guys want to see more content from Humble Hyundai here, stay tuned because there will be a lot more to come in the future. But also, tell me which one of those was your favorite. Whether you like the white with the red, the orange with the black, or the black with the orange rather, or the black with the gray. Now I will be able to pass those ideas along to the people at Humble Hyundai here, and maybe, just maybe, we might find a few more of them on the lot here in the future. But again guys, from up here at Humble Hyundai here in the north end of Houston, Texas, this is Grand Prix GTP 02 signing out until next time.